Happy today.
Happy today. I like that little intro music you got there. It's like a little chill EDM vibe. I like that. Did you make that yourself? You like a little DJ back there, DJ Jerry Jer.
I thought you made that video.
I don't know, but yeah, but the music sounds like it's something. It sounds like some like DJ Jerry Jer track or something.
So how you doing, brother?
I am well, thank you. It's good to be here. It's good to be on the Bitcoin Live Network again. It's good to be with you and just talking all things Bitcoin and I don't know what else we're gonna talk about. I don't know.
Proof of work. Well, that's the
Proof
name
of
of the
work. Yeah, I
show.
don't know. It's what
The
we're
name
gonna
of the
talk about.
game is proof of work.
It's
Let's
early,
thank our
man. It's
sponsor.
early. It's 8 o'clock. I gotta get some coffee. And you think the
I know.
sponsors
I,
want to
I
drink coffee?
totally get it. I normally am not up this early myself. Well, let's thank our sponsors at
Yeah.
Quantum Economics, Quantum Expeditions, the team at Shield Folio. We do have the discount code that should come up, the QR code for the 20% off. And Deorganized Media for helping out as well, and all the shows that are on the Bitcoin Live Network. And a special also thanks goes out to Nick, our producer, and to our co-host Maddie Satz, of course. But today's name of the show is are we glitching? Are we okay?
No, I think you're good.
Okay. Because
Your
my
internet.
one little monitor screen, it looks like frozen on some charts, and I don't see myself in the picture. So I was like, just
You're
making sure.
good. I see you. Nice and high def. You're in high def today.
Good. So the name of this week's episode is the name of the game is Proof of Work. I've been saying this for some time now. I mean, obviously, it's the title of our show, but it's come to my attention that like I've stated in a lot of my tweets, that the Ethereum virtual machine, even though it can do amazing things, it has problems long term. I didn't find the video I made. I made a little video with Chat GPT, asking her basically
Hold on a
the
moment.
same.
How do you know that's the pronouns to use for Chat GPT? How do you know that's how Chat GPT
I
self-identifies?
picked a
It's
female.
rather
So.
presumptuous of you, Gerald. I'm just gonna say, like, it's a little
Yes.
presumptuous.
Oh no.
You don't know how Chat GPT self-identifies?
Yeah. Well, again, I picked a female British Chat GPT, so I call her her. So that's
I see. All right.
yeah.
In
That's how it
your
works.
world,
In my universe, she's a she because I like to think that females are smarter. So, um, but we had a discussion on. I asked her. I said, "How do you feel about my analysis that Solidity is the equivalent to JavaScript and of the web 3.0 versus the JavaScript of web 2.0?" And she was like, yes, I can see how you can see that because it's quirky, it has bugs, it can be problematic. And then she goes, and if that's your finances, yeah, that could be not good. I was like, exactly, chat. So I just wanted to give people, because I've been saying this for some time, that the EVM is a scam. And I want people to know that I have real world examples, right? So I'm going to give 2 real world examples, and then I'm going to give
you know
a
what they call that?
hypothetical.
You know what they call that? Proof of work.
Yes, exactly, sir.
So that's what that's called. Proof of work.
So, and it also it demonstrates how proof of stake is not viable long term. I said this the other day. Someone was asking, "What happened to Dash?" And I was like, "Dash is awesome, but it's also a proof of stake." And that's why Litecoin will outsurpass it, because Litecoin is a proof of work. But let's just get into the examples. So I think it was like a month and a half ago, everything was kind of going in this direction. I was going through all my wallets. Oh yeah, that's we didn't want to pull that up just yet. But I was going through my wallets, and basically what I saw was in my one, I think it's my Trust wallet. I opened it up, and I had this one application through BNB, and BNB runs the Ethereum virtual machine. Because I tell people, if you see a 0x in the wallet, they're running the EVM, right? So basically, I had 1,000 of these Alpaca finance tokens locked into their contract, and they were locked into their governance section of their contract. And I noticed that Alpaca finance token had pumped to it was almost like 50 or 70 cents. I forget the actual
Yeah.
underlying price of the asset, but my investment of like 50 to 70 bucks went to like 300 bucks. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll finally get these tokens back, because the the BNB cost, it wasn't like $20, and it wasn't insane, to get my tokens back. So I go in there and it says, first thing you got to do is reclaim your rewards tokens. So I do that. I process the tokens, sign the contract, accept, pay the fee. I get those reward tokens. Then I go into the governance and I try and process, unlocking my tokens from the governance contract. Little did I know, I didn't have my glasses on. Put my glasses on. There's a little fine line. It's like, oh, wait, you have your tokens locked in the governance contract. Click here. You click on this little link and it's like, oh, well, guess what? We changed the rules of the contract. So you have to go to this new contract, connect your wallet to this contract. Yeah,
Jeez,
exactly.
what a headache, man.
It's already a pain in my ass. And this is another reason I hate Ethereum. This has happened since I've been
you know what? Real quick piece of advice for you is stay safe, stack sats, hodl. You don't have that problem. Anyways, continue with your story.
Satoshis or Latoshis, and you're good. I totally.
But anyways, this is a nightmare.
So anyways, I hook up my wallet, do exactly what they say, approve the contract, sign, pay the fees. It looks like it's processing. I wait, the transaction gets approved. No tokens. Okay, I'll wait 5 more minutes, refresh, no tokens. Pull up the transaction hash ID on Etherscan. Well, in BNB, it's BNB scan. And literally, there's my transaction. Go to the far right where it tells you the token count, 0. So since I unlocked the rewards token correctly and I incorrectly unlocked the governance tokens, it erased my position.
Oh, man.
Yeah, of 1,000 tokens, and
dude, I'd be so pissed. I'd be so pissed.
Yeah,
I'd be so
pissed. It was only $300, but I'm pissed.
Still,
right?
That's
yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
matter. It's $300
totally
of
bullshit.
your money. Yeah, that
exactly.
is. And
So
again,
let me give you another example. I just was in a chat room on X just like a week ago. NFTs on Ethereum are pumping a little bit because, a lot of money's going back to Ethereum because of the Trump kind of, all his whatever
World
stuff
Liberty,
going on.
He bought
WorldCoin, blah, blah, blah. Trump world, blah, blah, blah. So I noticed these people were talking about NFTs, and the guy was like, oh, you want to hear something funny? This guy bought, I think he bought a punk for, I think it was like 10 ETH. He got a good price on a punk for like 10 or 20 ETH, and then puts it up for sale, and he accepts a $0 bid.
Oh, geez. What? Why?
Exactly. So what does that even mean? Yeah, exactly. So that, I know you know what it means. So basically, how does that even happen? That just tells you that there's still pitfalls and foibles to smart contracts that shouldn't even be allowed, right? If somebody offers you a 0, like I just put up a Violetta Zeroni NFT, she gave out like an extra one. She gave out like, I got like 4 now because I held the one of the originals.
You got airdrop or something?
Yeah, and it was a free airdrop. So I put the one of these secondary ones she gifted me up for sale, right? So it's when you list it, it shouldn't even be allowed to, like, you shouldn't be allowed to even like put in a bid for 0, right? But that happened, right? And what do you think happens? That guy now spent what, like $30,000 on an NFT and just gifted it to somebody, like accidentally. Like, oh, awesome, awesome. Now let me give you a third example, and this could totally happen as well. So you've got 10 wrapped Bitcoin in one of these protocols. Yeah, exactly. And exactly what happened.
Right there, man. Just stop. You're messing with wrapped Bitcoin.
I know, dude. All right. Exactly. I know you know. But my point being is the same kind of thing could happen. You take 10 of these, and they're giving you some kind of bullshit S coin, right? Like, oh, it's WPT BTC R protocol TTT, whatever it's called. As soon as I see all these letters, dude, it's like, my head's exploding.
I'm done. I'm out.
Let's say exactly what happened, right? They're giving you some yield on this TTT token, and you go do exactly what I did. Oh, wait, we changed the rules, and poof, oh, your 500K is gone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, that's great. So this is why Ethereum sucks. Just saying. It's great when it works. I used it the other day to move some USDC. Oh, that's some big news. And we're going to share that in a second. And it worked.
Man.
But just think of, again, you're a small country in Africa, and you just spend all this money on Ethereum, and then something like that happens. You just lost like, $200 million. Oh, great. Awesome. Totally great. Your country's economy is destroyed from Vitalik coin.
Yeah, look, you know me, we've been friends for a long time. I've been saying it since 2017. Stay safe, stack sat toddle. Just stay in spot, man. I mean, you don't get wrecked. You just self-custody, you buy. It's the smartest strategy in the most volatile asset class. I don't know why people want to try to get crazy and mess around. We use the analogy at Quantum Expeditions. It's like golf. It's a par 5 dog leg left. Don't try and push the bunker or don't try to push the green and get on into. You're going to end up in the bunker. Play it safe, lay up, get on the green, birdie the hole. Jerry looks like he froze again. Nick, I think we got frozen Jerry face. See, here's what happens. Jerry starts talking. And then like the internet he breaks the internet. Every time I'm on a live stream with this guy, he breaks the internet. I don't know what it is about Gerald Vata, man. He brings the spice. He's a truth teller. He probably talks too much truth, and the algos just, they have him shadow banned. They just keep him, they suppress his account, kind of like, other people on the X app. I don't know. Maybe you're one of those. So in the meantime, while Gerald tries to reconnect and establish the stream, I'm just going to have to sit here and stretch. Why is the market dumping? Everybody wants to know. Why is the market dumping? Oh, it's just a shakeout. Lettuce hands. Come on. This sub 100 dip is not going to last long. I'm telling you. 130K is in the cards. There's Nick. While Gerald comes back, let's just continue the conversation that we had earlier. As Gerald's going to rejoin us here, just market sentiment overall from your perspective. Why do you think? I mean, I've just seen a lot of comments on the timeline. Why is the market dumping right now?
I think it's not really dumping, right? It's just ranging.
It's ranging, okay.
Crabbing, as I like to call it. The sideways moving of the crab. So. I think it's kind of healthy, like it's like a giant bull flag. So I think once it's done, we're gonna go up, right? Big move up.
So I think so. I think I'm kind of with you. Do you feel like, are you seeing a lot of like bearish sentiment on your timeline?
Sorry, internet.
No, not really. But I'm not really looking at it. Also, right? I'm past that stage. But I'll drop out and leave it to you guys. But I think the move up will be coming soon, and I think Jerry has some ideas on that.
There's Gerald.
Sorry about my internet.
No, it's the government. We know that you're too spicy. You bring too much truth, and this is what happens. Anytime I'm on a live stream with you, bro, it gets broken. My account gets flagged. I got banned. No, serious. This is a true story. We were doing a live stream, and it was like back in September, and then I got my account banned on Facebook because it was streaming there, and like. And I was like, I didn't even say anything. It was Gerald that said it. Oh my God.
Well, it is what it is. We're back, and it seems like my internet's being cooperative.
For now.
We were in the middle of it, just explaining why proof of work is so important. And you were saying just stack sats and
just stay in spot. Yeah, just stay in spot. And
exactly. Stay away from, again, how many times did we warn that MSTR is a shit coin, right? Pardon my French. I'm trying to say S coin. But now there's a thing called S coin. So now I'm not trying to say S coin. I'm going back to shit coins. Not kidding.
That's fine.
But yes, this is why proof of work is vital, right? Because immutable, right? If this was an immutable thing, right, I wouldn't have lost my tokens, right? That means it would still be there. It'd still be etched on the ledger, right? And it would still show I have these 1,000 tokens. but it's not immutable. So I lost my money, and that guy lost his NFT. And guess what? People lose on fees, right? You go to submit the transaction, it's not enough gas fees. Oh, boom! There goes your sometimes $100 or $1,000 in gas fees, and poof, gone. So these are many reasons why Ethereum virtual machine is horrible. Just saying.
I would the only reason I would have exposure to ETH, and again, if you're a savvy investor, I think for normies just getting into this, it's probably not in your wheelhouse. But if you are of the mindset and you have a risk profile that you would feel comfortable staking ETH to generate passive income, I think that in and of itself is totally fine. And then you could take that passive income and then flip that back into, Bitcoin or whatever you'd want to use to add to your treasury or to your balance sheet or anything of that nature. And I think that there are other projects out there that allow that as well. Like Solana is another one where you can stake and again earn passive income. Anything that you can just put on its own in its own little silo and
Agreed.
stake and just leave it there and then just take those. That's fine. But man, that's a little more advanced level, I think, for most folks.
It is, but stick to the underlying asset, right?
Yeah.
Stay away from all these poop coins that you think are going to make you a billionaire, and 99% of them.
I think what we've seen
not,
also with the Trump
right?
administration and the Trump meme coin is we're really starting to clearly see different verticals when it comes to the asset class. We have Bitcoin, and there is no second best, right? Everybody knows there's Bitcoin. Now we're looking at altcoins. We could say Ethereum, Litecoin, et cetera, that actually have some utilities. And then we're just having straight up meme tokens that are just, shit coins.
Yeah,
let's just be honest.
They're literally gambling vehicles
exactly.
only.
So let's be very clear about the different lanes. And I think that we're going to see a lot more of these shit coins in the meme coin market probably come to bear here, especially with the new administration.
Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, you can't deny that Trump coin almost sucked up $100 billion in less than 24 hours, right? You have to pay attention to that metric, right? It got to $80 billion
it's
in
dumping now, though, isn't it?
20 hours.
I was like $20.
Yeah, well, again, on the show, I know you were busy, but like I warned, and we've warned about this before. Stay away from celebrity meme coins, right? This is not the first time we've warned.
There's never been one that's ever been successful. Never.
I don't.
You're not going to see banks.
I think with the exception
doing an ETF for for the Paris Hilton token.
Yeah, I think the only one I think that was successful and it eventually did dump was Mother, which was the one rapper from Australia. I forget her name.
Kasha, was that Kasha?
Iggy Azalea.
It was Iggy Azalea. That's right, Iggy Azalea.
Yeah, it was Iggy Azalea.
I don't know my female rappers like
and
I
again,
did, but I'm too busy studying Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining.
But it brings it back to what you were saying. If you're going to do these staking things, yes,
but be very clear and know how to do it, and just stick with
know how to do
asset.
it, and just stick to the underlying asset, right? Stick to Ethereum, stick to Solana, right? Try and stay away from these S coins that are, again, way more problematic, right? The rules, I tell people the reason why the EVM is super problematic is because you're building the foundation of said project on quicksand, right? Why would you build a house on quicksand? I don't know, but I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
This is why I prefer Bitcoin or Litecoin, and I'm becoming a Litecoin maximalist. I'm sorry. I have my bag of Bitcoin. I always want more. But Litecoin is the coin that can do all these fancy things that everything else says it can do. Well, I've seen Litecoin do this, right? I've seen Litecoin be private now with Mibblewimble. I've seen it. You can go do S-coinery on it if you need to be, or we can build a stable coin on it if need to be. And it's Turing complete, right? That is a big effing deal, right? When you go play with Ethereum, oh yeah, it works until it doesn't work. It's Solana the same way. Solana is great. Oh, until Solana's down, right? And then you're like, oh, I want to pay for this. Oh, wait, you got to wait 10 minutes before Solana's back online. And then, yeah, then you can pay for it. Litecoin's never been down. Bitcoin doesn't go down. The big news of the day, Zeta hash again. And now you can pull, if you have that chart, Nick, you can pull that up. Let me see if I might have to reshare because I did have to get back into here. Yep. See, I knew it. I'm pulling it up right now. There we go. And yeah, let's look at that chart. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's a 1 monther too. That's not even, let me zoom out. Like when you zoom out, it's like, whoa. Let's look at a 1 year. Oh yeah. You see the one? Oh, but yeah, this is amazing stuff, y'all. I think it's like almost 1.1. Yeah, almost 1.1 Zeta hash as of today. Groundhog's Day. And this is a big deal. So again, we're not seeing the pullback we normally see this time of the cycle, right? This time of the cycle is when we start to see the miners go offline, right? We can't afford to mine. Oh yeah, well guess what? There's a lot of rich people now mining, so it doesn't matter. And my other theory is true as well. Let me pull up boom, and we go over to Litecoin. So I was saying that a lot of the smaller Bitcoin operations are going to shift to Litecoin. That's exactly what we're seeing in the Litecoin hash rate chart as well. Litecoin just hit a new all-time high hash rate on, I think it was January 26th, if I'm not mistaken. I just got to scroll down the screen here. And it was, I think, like 2.5 petahash. Let me see right there. Yep, there it is. January 26, 2.54 petahashes. So again, we're not seeing this pullback we normally see in the cycle in hash rates on proof of work coins. Again, we're seeing it continually go up. So my prediction is in about 2 weeks, we're going to see another big pump. We're going to see it go pull a 5x, a 10x, 20x. I can't say, but that's what usually happens in this time of the cycle.
Fantastic. Yeah, Litecoin, big fan, excited about it. Yeah, we got an ETF, I think, coming too. At least one.
Yeah, that was the big news on last show that we were talking about, was that I think at that time it was just Canary and one other company. Now it's Canary, Grayscale, another company. I think there's like 4 or 5 applications out now for Litecoin ETFs. And again, all the news coming from the new administration is very pro crypto. So it's scaring a whole bunch of the community, right? There's a whole bunch of people that are excited for that. We've seen this before, right? Last time when Gary got into place, we're like, oh, a guy from MIT knows crypto, yay! And what happened? So I think half the community is like on pins and needles because
we got too PTSD, good to be true, man. We got PTSD from last time, man. Everybody's a little gun shy.
Exactly. I agree. And it almost sounds like Trump is being too pro crypto. And I think that's scaring some of the veterans in the space.
Nah, man. I think when you really look at it, and these are just facts, okay? The simple fact is you have Howard Lutnick, Commerce, Tether, big Bitcoin guy. You've got the Bitcoin czar, the crypto czar. We have so many people in this administration from top to bottom that are pro Bitcoin, right? And I think the biggest thing, the biggest single piece that people are missing is the repeal of SAB 121. Now they've issued SAB 122, which is Staff Accounting Bulletin. And what this is going to do for banking and Bitcoin, we are going to see Bitcoin loans. We're going to see major banks like Bank of America, for crying out loud. Brian Moynihan, just at Davos a couple of weeks ago, was asked, where do you stand on Bitcoin and all that? And he said, hey, once we get guidance and clearance, we're balls deep. He didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing him, but that's what They're
Oh,
ready
they
to
are.
go. And he even said, hey, we've got patents for blockchain technology we've been sitting on. So they're ready to go. So what SAB, the repeal of SAB 121 does, clears the way. And this is going to be mammoth. And so again, I think that this shakeout here short term, and kind of what Nick and I were talking about while you were rebooting was, again, I think this is just some short term, shaking out some lettuce hands. We're getting ready to go to 130, I believe, in the short term, kind of to your point, Jer, where you're talking about with that rise in the hash rate, and we just had a difficulty adjustment not that long ago. So I think that this is just some short-term shakeout, some short-term chop, and we're really, really setting up for a monster year, at least in Bitcoin alone. I'm just focusing on just that because I like to stay in spot.
No, hey, that's smart. Again, I concur. I think 100,000%. The other point is, just what came out of J Powell's mouth the other day,
yes,
right? Again,
that was
4 or
insane.
5.
That was insane what he said the other day. Did Jerry freeze again? He froze again. See? He starts talking about the government and his account freezes, dude. They got him on so many watch lists, dude. This guy is like, he can't say anything about the government and they freeze the stream. Look what happened, man. See, Nick? He was about to talk some smack about the government, and look what they did. They froze him.
Yeah. As soon
This
as
is why,
you say
man,
Jay Powell, it is gone.
you take your life, your account in your own hands when you get on a live stream with Gerald Vata. You never know what's going to happen. It's usually, you're going to get flagged. You're going to get deplatformed. He's back again. They tried doing it to you. This is twice now, Gerald. You've come with too much truth, and they
bringing the fire.
They banned you, Gerald.
Again, and again, it's my internet. It's just so corny that with this computer, sometimes the internet's fine, but it'll bump me off, and then I have to disconnect from my own internet and then reconnect to it. And I'm like, whatever. It's the stupidest thing. It really is the dumbest feature. Microsoft, yeah, great job. But yeah, as you were stating, I agree 100,000%. I think the repeal of the SAB was it 121 that's huge. And then Nick, if you can kindly pull up that clip of J Powell. Yes, there it is.
That was the one that just
There some volume. I think you're on mute. There you go.
To look at with crypto really is to look at the banks, and we think it's banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers as long as they understand and can manage the risks, and it's safe and sound. As a good number of our banks that we regulate and supervise do that. The threshold has been a little higher for banks engaging in our role with Bitcoin.
And what's funny? Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. No, you go first.
So again, I put out a tweet I think it was like a month or two ago, where Bank of America was already internally using XRP to do these massive transfers. But I had stated that they are going to start to announce that they're already using it. And the new news that I'm about to share with you is they are secretly using crypto right now, all of them. So I just told you I just used some USDC. Well, normally I have to take that USDC, send it to Coinbase, and convert it back to fiat, and then it gets deposited in to my bank within about 1 to 3 days after it gets converted to fiat. I literally transferred it directly from USDC to my bank account. Let me repeat that. USDC is
from what
fiat
platform
now.
though? So what platform did you hold what platform did you hold the USDC on first? Though?
It went from crypto.com to Coinbase and then right into my bank account.
So so hold on a second. Let me just follow this. So you had some USDC in crypto.com. You're going to hit the transfer. Hold on. Where'd my phone go? I'm going to pretend I have my phone. I don't know where it is, but anyways. So you're going to send it from crypto.com to Coinbase. Why would you send it to Coinbase?
Because I wanted to send it to a different bank account.
Oh, you want to launder some money. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sure. Who doesn't want to launder some money every once in a while? I get that. I mean, come on.
I don't have it hooked up to my crypto.com is not linked to my bank accounts because I don't
Oh,
try.
okay.
I
All right.
don't keep
Okay.
all of my
Okay.
exchanges connected to bank accounts for security reasons.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't give the keys, right? You're giving
Hey,
that's a
Steve.
hot tip of the day, right? You're giving the keys to that crypto exchange, right? They have all the keys to your wallets. Don't give them the keys to your bank account too.
Yeah.
Just
hey, Steve.
say.
Peace, love is on the stream this morning.
Oh, welcome. Oh yeah,
Morning,
and there
Steve-o.
anyone else is oh nope, it's just peace love. Hey, peace.
Here's the
But
peace.
yeah, don't do that, right? Like don't hook up your bank account to every exchange that says, "Oh, hook up your bank account so you can buy more crypto." No, don't do that shit. One or two out of the 10 that you probably have if you're a crypto dork like me.
You have
But
more.
yeah,
You have more
and the
news.
other
You have more news and headlines to share. What else do you got? What else is
yes,
what's
some of
happening
the
with the
other
Oracle?
big news that I got from Nick, what I always forget your brother's name for some reason. Jan, is it Jan? Okay,
Yeah, it's
I'm
Jan.
just making sure I'm saying. I'm just making
Jan.
sure I'm saying
Jan.
correct. Jan had pointed out that KuCoin, right, had put on these restrictions for American users. They had just petitioned the United States to get those restrictions removed. And that would be big time news. So they heard the news of JPAL too. So
well, KuCoin. Let's be honest. They've got a vested interest in all this. I mean, it matters to them.
Oh, again, I tell people after I got kicked off of Binance because I'm an American. Again, cuckoo. Yeah, can we get real Binance hooked up too again? Oh, that would be great. Real Binance, not that US bullshit, which I told people was bullshit when they had.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of these restrictions, right? These need to go away. And I just saw Jan post up that KuCoin is one of the first to be like, hey, hi, can we get these restrictions lifted? Because we have all these people that love our app and love our exchange. And I've always told people, like I said, when I couldn't use Binance, KuCoin was like just like Binance. They had a lot of products and services, lots of nifty, cool features on their application, on their mobile app, really smooth UX and UI. But I stopped using it. What was it, 2 years ago? Because they're like, "Oh, your IP address is in Oregon. No, you can't use us anymore." Again, so hopefully all these restrictions for all these foreign exchanges get lifted, and that means money coming back to the cryptoverse, right? Because most of the money is going into Bitcoin and Litecoin.
I have no problem with that myself. I have no problem with the money going into Bitcoin. I think that's totally fine with me.
And again, the name of the episode is the name of the game is proof of work. And again, let's get to why that's so important. Immutability with your money is paramount, right? If you put this money onto the protocol, right, whether it's Bitcoin or Litecoin, you want to know that I put this $1,000 on the Bitcoin protocol. In 10 years, that $1,000 is still going to be there, and I'll probably have another zero, right? And that's why it's superior money. Yeah, anything you put into Bitcoin right now, remember, when Bitcoin hits 1 million, add a zero. So you put $100 into Bitcoin right now, it hits 1 million, it's 1,000. You put 10K into Bitcoin now, it's 100,000. You put 1 million into Bitcoin now, it's 10 million, right? So it's not rocket science. But this is why
I gotta fix my Ethernet cord here. Hold on a moment. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, I had I believe some decent articles put up on my. This is the one thing I do not like about.
All right. I didn't want to pull a Jer. Make sure my Ethernet's connected.
You
I wanna
got
get-
direct connection.
I got direct.
So another big thing I found today, here. Sorry about the French girl repeating. Let me pull that up. And this is like a French business finance station. It's kind of like MSNBC, but it's in France. So it is in French. So if you don't speak much French,
Oh yes, yes, this is great.
but it's important. You'll get the idea.
It's called La Business, I believe.
Ah, thank you, sir.
Particulièrement pertinent pour comprendre l'écosystème crypto et Bitcoin. Donc le premier, peut-être si vous ne deviez en lire qu'un sur Bitcoin, ça serait l'étalon Bitcoin de
Bitcoin
Safeddine Amous, dans lequel en fait il va expliquer ce qui est technologiquement Bitcoin, mais aussi la révolution monétaire et économique qu'il y a derrière. Donc voilà, il a été traduit en 38 langues, c'est un gros succès.
Oui, l'étalon Bitcoin.
L'étalon Bitcoin.
Si vous avez plus
de temps, il y a celui-ci,
Just sounds sexy the way they
qui a
say
été
that, man.
écrit par
It does.
un Français,
Double
Ludovic Lars,
Bitcoin?
voilà,
Elle
qui
est-
rentre
elle est
beaucoup
grande.
plus dans les
Bitcoin.
détails, qui reprend un peu tous les concepts de l'étalon Bitcoin, mais en rajoutant plus d'éléments. Et enfin, je trouve particulièrement pertinent pour comprendre l'écosystème crypto et Bitcoin. Donc le premier, peut-être si vous ne deviez en lire
And again, this is very important, right?
It is because you're seeing this
go
on mainstream French television.
Yes, exactly. And they're telling you to do what? Do your own research, right? Read a
Telling you to
book.
read the book.
And there's nothing wrong with that. They're telling you
Read
to
the book.
actually, read the
Yeah.
book and learn. And
Oh my
you know,
gosh.
people make fun of France, but let's be clear. I always tell people they invented the debit card, right? They invented the
Democracy.
magnetic strip. What's that?
Democracy.
Yeah, democracy.
I can go through the whole list of of the stuff they created. I watched that Ricky Bobby
things
movie. So I know it all.
food wise, there's a whole bunch, wine, etc., champagne. But yes, this is a huge deal. We got Saifedean's book being pimped on French business news. This is a big deal, and very important because we need the rest of the world to catch up. Right? There's a small cadre of us, right, of about 200 to 300 million people out of 8 billion that understand this stuff and get what's going on. The rest of the planet doesn't.
Big news I thought that was worthy in the past week was Tether. Their big move, layer 2 Lightning and on the Bitcoin network itself. Especially when you look at the big conference that was just held there in El Salvador, the Plan B conference, where they made the announcement. And they were all having a big powwow. Paolo, Samson Mao, Naya Bukele, they were all hanging around having a buffet, eating, talking Bitcoin and strategizing, and big stuff with Tether on the Lightning Network and on Bitcoin. So I think that when we're talking about stable coins as well, I think that's the other piece of big news that we're going to see here in 2025 is we're going to see massive regulation when it comes in here in the US, when it comes to stable coins in general. For a while, there's been this stable coin bill that even I think back Maxine Waters last year when she was in Congress, she was talking about this, and McHenry as well in Congress. And there is a lot of bipartisan support for this. And I think once we get this through here after the, in this first quarter here, I think we'll see some sort of legislation when it comes to the stable coins. And that's really going to kind of, I think, open the floodgates then, because Bank of America is probably going to issue their stable coin, which they will pay you yield on when you give them your Bitcoin to custody, right? And so all these banks now are going to start issuing their stable coins, and it's going to just be off to the races. It was, how many years ago was that Andreas did this great speech, Andreas Antonopoulos? Maybe Nick can find it, and I'll try and stall for a little bit. But Andreas was talking about, and kind of even speaks to like the whole launch of the Trump coin. Like there's going to be all these tokens, and the analogy that Andreas was using was, Joey's going to launch his token on the playground, and then there's going to be the Emily token, and so there's going to be all these various tokens out there competing, right? So.
We actually played that video last
Oh,
episode.
did you? Okay, great.
Yeah, so perfect. But yes, no, you're 1,000%. But let's be very clear that the president did sign an executive order going, saying that there cannot be the creation of a new CBDC anytime in the near future. So we are going to be stuck with what we have. So this is big news with Tether getting on the Lightning Network, and is great news because it is a product. And I tell people, even though I'm not a huge fan of stablecoins, they are superior to the fiat zeros and ones that we use right now, right? Like they're way more secure than the ones that are in your bank. The zero, the binary version of your digital dollars, right?
Yeah.
They're garbage compared to Tether. But Bitcoin is far superior to stablecoin.
I'm just going to put on my tinfoil hat here for a moment. I wouldn't be surprised though later on down the road that these stable coins are kind of a backdoor into some kind of CBDC in a sense. Again, I think that let's say Bank of America is going to launch their own token, okay, and you're going to get yield on it for securing your digital assets with them, okay. Now that token that you get from them will, I think, have a lot of those features that a CBDC has. It's going to be programmable. It's going to have expiration dates. And you'll probably be geofenced to some extent. Like, oh, guess what? You exceeded your carbon credits, Mr. Vata. Guess what? None of this for you. No power for you, or no whatever, right? I mean, so there could be those kind of draconian implications and factors linked to a stable coin. Just because it's the name of a stable coin might make it a little more appealing and it gets you around the CBDC.
And I love good segue into what kind of we loosely discussed last episode, which was a lot of ex TikTokers and current TikTokers are getting into this new app called Red Note, and yeah, exactly why. And all you're doing is giving them another backdoor into potentially your keys to your bank account, keys to your phone, keys to your email, etc. But all these people are, spewing this nonsense where they're like, did you know you could buy your own house in China and own it? I'm like, first off, no, you couldn't, because you're not Chinese.
What are you, high?
Yeah, exactly. First off, you're not a Chinese citizen, so that can't happen.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
And second off, I don't know if you're aware, they've already shut people's, social, because of their social credit score. They said they were going to go protest because this bank shut down, right? And what they do? Oh, they shut off their travel keys, right? Their little passport to their all their social credit scores attached to their travel visa, and then they shut that off on your phone, and then I can't get on the train and I can't go anywhere. So yeah, you all spreading this nonsense that China is freer than here, you're tripping balls. Yes, there are some cities in China where if you go to them right now, it does look like Blade Runner, not gonna lie, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have more civil liberties than us.
Man, I'm just watching Bitcoin melt right now, down to 98.3 on TradingView and continuing to decline. I mean, if you're not buying the dip,
100.
I know, and everybody's freaking out. It's like get down like 2.
My dog thinks I'm scared.
I know, but actually, kind of when you kind of watching it just drop though from like 99 to 98, and like, oh man, this thing it's melting. So it's an opportunity right now, blood in the street as we are live, kind of watching this thing. What I'm more concerned about, or what I'm more interested in, is just to see how fast this gets gobbled up, how quick the liquidity comes in to scoop up. Does it? I bet it doesn't even get to 95. I would be surprised if it hits 95. I'd be really surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down to 90 because people are nervous, right? People who are like, oh, I'm going to, get this, they think that, again, 100K is a very psychological number. So if you have 10 Bitcoin and you're like, ooh, I can sell 2 and get 200,000. The longer you wait to 90, you just lost, 20K. So
it's already ticking back up a little bit that I'm seeing here. So
yeah, and again,
I don't think that anything below 100K is going to get gobbled up fast.
Yeah. and we have too much of the ETF buying it now. We got the rumors of the banks going to start holding it directly. Again, this is
but
just
we're seeing this here on a Sunday afternoon when we don't have ETFs. This is just, other
This is
markets
retail.
around the world. This is retail. This is probably, you're looking at China, maybe some Asian markets here, because it's Sunday morning. Well, maybe it's probably evening in Asia. I don't know my Asia time up here, but I'm just looking at the chart here.
It's like a Sunday night in the Asian
Yeah.
markets. But yeah, no, you're right. This is definitely retail, probably scooping up the smart people in retail, scooping up the dip. But yeah, I don't think it goes lower than 91. It is the lowest it's going to go. But you have to realize,
I had 92 for a support for a long, long time. And I mean, I think the support has been built up there, and you can look at that. Why is this? I hate this.
because we just looked at the hash rate, and when we do see a spike in the hash rate, yes, we're going to see a pump. But before we see that pump, we always see a drawback. That's the ebbs and the flows.
And if you could pull up maybe just even like it's kind of, I think maybe might be setting up for like a bull pennant flag here. If you look at the chart, when it comes,
let me see if I can pull one up.
Oh, there's that's the.
Oh yes.
Oh, I'm just on TradingView, Nick.
Sorry. An actual price chart on Bitcoin.
I just look on TradingView. Sorry, Nick. I didn't have that screen shared. I've got like multiple screens and laptops going on around. It's like Darth Vader's bathroom in here. I don't know. I've never been in Darth Vader's bathroom.
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Here, give me a sec. I'll pull one up.
There you go. It's just TradingView real time. Just on the BTC, the U.S. markets. I'd be really surprised if by Monday we aren't up back over 100, if not even sooner. But maybe we spend the day here on a Sunday and retail's going to chop us here. But I think when markets and ETFs open back up, you're going to be back over 100.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking, I think that's I want to say that's a 24-hour chart. It doesn't look great.
Oh, you got it up there, okay?
Yeah, but let me see. I can zoom out.
The other piece of news that happened yesterday that was actually pretty big and kind of historic that hadn't happened, like I believe in 2 years, was the mempool clearing out.
Oh yes, that is big news.
And what that means, especially for folks like Quantum Expeditions that are miners, I mean, I think short term that's obviously going to have an impact on price and transactions. Your transaction fees. If you've got nothing in the mempool, guess what? There's transaction fees. What I mean?
Yeah, if you want to consolidate your transactions too, if you want to consolidate ETF codes, it's a good time to do that, right? So you can put all your corn into one cold storage wallet or one node wallet. Again, all signs point to, like we were stating before the show, hash rate, all the fundamentals. It looks like we're going to go do what we just did a year ago, right? We're going to go hit another all-time high. I don't know if it's 120, 150, 200, but it is going to go back up. Oh yeah, all the Bitcoin legislation, almost all the states I rattled off that one day. Notice. This is
Florida
awesome.
I thought Florida had already done something. Didn't they already say, yeah?
No, I mean, they definitely, you would think he would be on the board or be talking to Mr. Porter. But the only news that was before any of these states had an orange Bitcoin logo on them was there was a small town in Texas that was mining. I think it was Fort Worth. Yeah. And that's not a small town. Sorry. It's a small town in Texas. It's not
That was a couple of years ago, right? They were given those
I
minors.
think 2021. I think it was like right after, like a year after El Salvador legalized. I would say it's 2021. But they've been mining for several years now. So their position in Bitcoin did quite well because they've been holding almost as long as El Salvador and mining as long as El Salvador. So again, all of the normal metrics we look at are good for Bitcoin. Yeah, here's all the states that
there you go.
listed,
that's a great metric right there. Great
but
piece of
nothing
info.
is in the law yet.
Yes, I could have swore, but I saw something on the X app where like there was like the attorney general or the dude from Florida. It wasn't the governor, but it was some guy like the Secretary of Commerce or somebody from Florida was like, yeah, and he was grandstanding. He was like sitting there and like, look, we're gonna sign this thing into law now. Woo!
Yeah, he likes Bitcoin, but yeah, it doesn't.
I know I saw it on the X app. I know it's true. I saw.
No, I remember.
Elon wouldn't lie to me, man. Elon wouldn't lie to me.
But no, I saw that as well. But yeah, everything's on the board. I mean, it looks like the states are going to lead, like we said in the last episode. Is President Trump going to executive order the Bitcoin that we have already into our own national treasury of Bitcoin? That's the hope. And if that happens, like I said, I think we do see some new all-time highs for sure.
Yeah. I'm just trying to pull up a futures market right now as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the
futures market.
The options expired on Friday as well, so there was a whole bunch of Bitcoin
confluence happening.
Yep. So let's see. I want to check that real quick.
Yeah. Still seeing some calls out there for 125 in the futures. Some spots there, but again, at the end of the day, I think that all of this is just short-term hoo-ha and whatnot. You know what I mean? Whether we're below 100K right now, it's not going to matter when there's an SBR. Take advantage of this opportunity. Is that you stacking sats right now? Is that what I hear? Is that the sound?
Yeah, that was my dog.
Oh, it sounded like ching ching. Like, oh, he's stacking sats right now. He's buying this fucking dip right now. I'm sorry, I swore. Doesn't matter. I already get my accounts banned. I'm on a live stream with Gerald Vata. I'm sure all my accounts will be flagged and banned by the time we're done.
That was the dog just hitting his little tag on his collar. But yeah, the other thing we can just watch like a minute of it or two. I did have pulled up is Senator Lummis talking with Dennis Porter. In here,
World War Bitcoin, baby. Oh, that's a different one. Oh, that was the different interview with her. She's been out there, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. It's good.
And I feel deeply committed to making that happen.
All right, we are here in beautiful Washington, D.C., the day after a historical inauguration, the inauguration of Donald J. Trump for president. I'm joined here with the Bitcoin senator, Senator Cynthia Lummis of Wyoming, and of course, Dennis Porter of the Satoshi Action Fund. Senator Lummis, you had a historic keynote at the Nashville 2024 conference. You talked about the Bitcoin Act. I just want to read a little bit of the notes. It will introduce a strategic Bitcoin reserve in the United States with the plan to acquire up to 5% of the Bitcoin supply, or 1 million Bitcoin, and a holding period of a minimum of 20 years. How would the Bitcoin Act benefit Americans?
Well, Nico, thanks for the question. I did raise it at Bitcoin 2024 in Nashville, and I spoke right after President Trump. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be the most anticlimactic remarks anybody's ever given coming after Trump. But the wonderful thing was that President Trump advocated in his remarks, which preceded mine, for a strategic Bitcoin stockpile. And so it gave complete entree for me to roll out the Bitcoin Act. What it will do, as you just said, is create a strategic Bitcoin reserve of 5% of all Bitcoin over a 5-year period, and then hold it for 20 years, as you just pointed out, not by raising taxes and investing in Bitcoin, but by using existing assets within the Federal Reserve System and Treasury. And then we'll have a hard asset that will grow in value. So 20 years after the full implementation of the 200,000 Bitcoin per year until we have 1 million Bitcoin, will cut our current debt in half. And that's using models that project the growth of Bitcoin. So we can use it during the years that it's growing to underpin and shore up the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. And having the US dollar as the world's reserve currency is extremely important to support through this century. So it gives us favorable trade advantages. It ensures that the US dollar is the most accepted currency worldwide. And then with Bitcoin underpinning it and being also a global means of exchange and store of value, gives us that double support for the US dollar.
Absolutely. So, Senator,
So again, this is big time, and Senator Lummis has perfectly explained why this is crucial to America, right? I've stated for almost a couple months
How
now.
many years? You've been talking about the Bitcoin stabilizing the dollar for years, Gerald.
Oh, yeah. But over the last couple months, you are correct. I have been saying that we should do this since 2020. The last couple of months, it's no longer a fantasy. This is something that has to happen. America is running out of options, right? We are running out of dollars, right? America's finances are in dire straits, and Bitcoin is the only way out right now. I hate to say it, but yeah, there we go. M2 is set to break all-time highs for the first time since 2021. Yeah, that's usually good for Bitcoin, but that's not good for everyone else, right? That's bad for inflation. That's bad for a whole list of reasons. Bitcoin does well when they print more dollars. But if we want to protect America's economy long term, we have to start the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, and we have to start the Bitcoin Mining Authority, right? I'm the only person talking about the BMA. Everyone else is talking about the SBR. The SBR is very important, but the BMA is, Bitcoin Mining Authority is crucial because it takes all of these projects of stranded energy, wasted energy, energy projects that would have never been built without the assistance and coordination and network effects that Bitcoin adds to it, right? So this is the next evolution of Bitcoin's and America's future is we have to adopt the SBR and we have to do the BMA.
Why, yes.
Exactly. But I think that's about, we got an hour in today. Don't forget, let's thank our sponsors, Quantum Expeditions, Quantum Economics, Shield Folio, the Organized Media, and the team at Bitcoin Live. Want to thank Maddie Satz, the co-host, and also our producer Nick for always helping out when my internet goes down and stepping in.
I think we should do it. We should do an options on what's the over under on how many times Gerald's internet's going to go out on the next stream.
Yeah, seriously. Maybe crypto.com can put it up on their betting thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's all we got for you today. Have a great one, and fly Eagles fly.